going to be a quiet one today. I think it's going to be a quiet one. Just going to focus in this area. I don't know how much of this area I'm going to work on, honestly, but it's pretty on point. Or, I mean, I guess I can make it a little bit better. I'll cast shadow from the drawing, from this image, right? From the image itself is kind of difficult to see, but there's not a lot for me to like manipulate. So I think it might be just like this area that I'm going to work on specifically. Not right here, but it will kind of weasel its way down here a little bit, I guess. But, I'm just going to work in this area using a 5H pencil. Just, yep, I'm actually moving down there already. Because I don't want to know how dark I want to make this. I don't think I need to make it much darker than this. But I'm going to, yeah, it doesn't need to be much darker. It's just a small little changes here and there. Like I'm actually kind of happy with that at the moment. So it's probably going to move in kind of from here all the way down. Well, not all the way down, but like within a 2-inch, 4-inch area. Just kind of adding a little bit of value. All I'm going to be doing for the next, I don't know, 30 minutes. As I said in these previous videos I've done, I was talking about how I was going to work in a designated area, a specific area, in 30-minute blocks of time. And I don't know if this is particularly a good strategy, but now I'm trying to make it so that I'm giving each area its like its due, right? Giving it its due attention and making sure that, okay, I've worked this area equal amounts, even though some areas probably need more time, and I've spent more time in other areas going up to. But I'm making sure that I'm contributing to the areas, every area, and giving it its justice of sorts. So today it's going to be like this area right here, and it's going to kind of resonate outwards. As I said, though, this area is pretty light, so I can kind of keep it very casual. As I move away, I'll probably start adding more darker tones, and I'm probably going to do that right about now, actually, using a 2B pencil, because I want to make this area darker, because as the light moves away, the area feels a lot darker. And that way I can kind of work on some of the things that I'm noticing. Some of the things that well, I don't know if I'm noticing, but I say I'm noticing value. Sometimes when you look at something, you start, I feel like I'm just adding things that may not be there, you know? Like there's certain values or certain tones that I see, and then I come back to look at it, but they're not as prominent. And then when I look at it more, I feel like they're darker or lighter, and my decisions change. You know, it's kind of weird. As I look at something more and more, sometimes I feel like I'm seeing more new things to it, and then sometimes I feel like I'm just adding new things to it. And I don't know if it's correct or incorrect. That just goes with the act of working on the same spot, in the same spot for an extended period of time. And you find yourself kind of like doubting a little bit. You start thinking to yourself, is this correct? Am I making the correct decisions? Is this as dark as I want it to be, or as light as I want it to be? And you find yourself in this predicament where you feel uneasy when you're working on your drawing. that's one of the things I'm dealing with at this moment is I've been working on these areas for so long, and it doesn't feel like it's progressing, and it's getting very frustrating actually. And so you start to think, okay, is what I'm doing a good use of my time? Is the actions that I'm doing propelling the drawing up? Is it growing up? Is it making it better? You know, and oftentimes I hope that it is, and then sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I'm what I'm right. I feel like all my choices that I'm doing with this drawing is not the right choices. I made some mistakes. I know immediately. So when I say that, like, there's some choices that you make that you know immediately that they're the incorrect choice. There are going to be if the outcome or the action has a reaction that is very apparent. Um, in this case, I decided that I wanted to put tape around my drawing so that I could so I wouldn't have to stop at the edge of the border with my pencil, so I could just like bump up on the tape. And I used the tape that I thought was like artist tape. I really did. I think it is artist tape, but it wasn't as light tack tape as I thought it was. And I decided that I was gonna take it off because I thought to myself, I don't think this is the right tape. And it ended up being the outside borders of some like of the paper. Like it pulled off bits of the paper, and I'm lucky that it didn't just like pull off large chunks of my drawing. You know how when you have tape and you have tape on paper, and sometimes you pull it off and it like rips off large pieces. It didn't do it this time, and I'm very thankful that it didn't do that because when it happened, I was mortified. I was beyond myself. I was so upset because I spent such a long time on this drawing, and it's not even complete, but I spent such a long time on it, and I was really upset that when that happened. I was like, oh my gosh, I just wasted, I just ruined this. I kept thinking to myself, I ruined this paper, I ruined this drawing. You know, I kept thinking to myself, this is ruined now. Now I know I said that I was going to work in this area, and I am, but what I also said is I'm resonating outwards. I'm kind of moving outwards, and so I am purposely moving outwards because this area is, as I said, is it's good enough. I think the value range is solid. I don't want it too dark, but some of these areas could be developed a little bit more. So I'm kind of playing around with them at this moment. I don't know if I'm getting them right, but I'm working on them. That's all I can do, you know, is just work in these areas and then hope that I get them. Let's see here, get them to I guess get them to the level that I want them to be at. But this is all rather new to me, this type of drawing. I think next time what I'll do is I will play around with charcoal and do blending using like blending stumps and like a blending sponge, and see if that will make the whole process of drawing quicker. And I think it will, but it's going to have a different effect. It's going to look different. It's not going to have this same effect that the graphite is giving this drawing. It's going to have a completely different look, and I think I'm okay with it. I think that's fine. So today I'm just going to work for, I think, approximately 30 minutes. All I'm going to do, 30 minutes, and then I'll be done for the day. And then next time, I'm going to work this area, and then this area, and we're just going to keep moving forward. Just work 30 minutes at a time, and just slowly build it up. I know a lot of artists will work in the area until they're done with it, but I'm finding it to be challenging for myself. I'm finding it very difficult for me to work in an area until it's done because I don't know. Like I have an idea when it's, but I just find myself each time I come back to do a live work in an area, I find that I can keep working on it and keep adding a little bit more tone, and it's getting a little aggravating actually. It's getting to the point where like, okay, yes, I can keep working this in this area, and I keep coming back to it when I do a new live stream or come back to it to work on the drawing. I keep finding new things that are a little bit off, and I'm constantly adding a little bit here and there, and I'm starting to like just get a little bit disenchanted, just a little bit frustrated for the entire process. So I need to kind of get this sense of like get the sense of this drawing moving forward. So I'm going to try a method that I have known in the past for myself to work really well, which is to kind of work in areas one at a time, in sections, and then keep the drawing going forward. Because the idea that I've seen other artists is not working. Strategy that other artists do is which they like just work in one spot, and then when they're done, they don't touch it anymore. For me, I work in one spot, and I just don't know when it's done. Because every time I work on it a little bit more, like I feel like I'm getting a little bit closer to it. I'm getting a little bit closer, getting better and better. And I just don't know when that area is finished. So I'm going to just start in one area, work in that area for a while, and then when work in that area for a certain time frame, and then I'm going to move to another area, another time frame. So work on an area in 30-minute blocks, and then move on to another area. It's the only thing that I know that's going to work for me. May not work for you. A lot of artists just know when they're done with that spot, and that comes with experience, or that just comes with they just know. Like if experience was the case, I should have figured that. I should have figured out when I should be stopping in an area by now. But for me, I always feel like I can do a little bit more in some area, in the areas that I want, just a little bit, just add a little bit here, a little bit there, and then you're like, you just gotta walk away from it, you know. And that's what it's feeling like for me. It's like with this drawing, it's feeling like, okay, just a little bit here, just do something right here and there. Yeah, I can add a little more value here, I can something here. Oh, I'm seeing a little dot there, a little darker spot in one area. Should I make this darker? You know, and that's what it's feeling like for me. It's like I'm just going around in circles when I'm working on this. Something on the ground. And that's probably one reason why I don't do drawings like this. I just don't know when to stop, and it would make sense if it would really make sense if the outcome really was worth it. Like these artists that are photorealists, they just know where to put the right amount of value in each area to make it look like the thing. And I guess that just goes with experience again, putting in the reps, you know, uh, just boil it down to experience. And they've done it 3 times over and over again. So I'd have to do probably like 20 or 30 of these just to get a basic understanding. This is my feeling. I think I have to do about 20 of these to get a basic understanding of when I need to stop and when I can keep going, or when it's not just done. Capture a certain level of likeness. Um, I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but I do enjoy working in this manner because I can see that when it's done, it's going to be quite nice. Or at least that's what I feel like. I feel like when I finish this, it's going to be a really nice outcome. And now, whether that outcome is worth the time put into it, I don't know. Some people don't think about it that way. You know, some people don't think about it that way. It's okay. So I don't know if this is getting dark enough quickly. I don't know if it's getting dark quick enough, quick, fast enough. Oh my gosh, it's stuttering. Jeez, jeez Louise. Stuttering away. Just stuttering. Just, just stutter. That's all you gotta do. It's like, I think that's the reason why a lot of people do these live streams or do these videos, because they're like, oh, I got a massive stutter. I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't want to embarrass myself on these platforms. I want to present the perfect me, the perfect version of myself, and that's what a lot of people do. It's like, this is the perfect version of me, you know, the best version of myself, and people gobble it up. You know, they're like, dude, you know that's so fake, bro. You're so fake. That's not you. You have so many flaws. You stutter, or your words aren't great. You right? You have to spend all this time preparing and, you know, having Chat GPT write your script for you, or having a writer write your script for you, for your dialogue, that none of this is real. It's all fake. At least when I do this, there's blemishes and all, band-aids and all, horrible dialogue and all. And maybe that's not the right way of doing it. That used to be like old school YouTubers way. Like that's how it used to be. Like YouTube used to be this unpolished gold nugget, right? And I think that's when at the time that's what made it really endearing, was you had people that like, oh man, I can relate to these folks. I can relate to them. I can relate to these guys. They're like me. Well, anyways, I gotta get going.